2026 is coming fast. And guess what? The weak version of you, the one that hesitates, doubts, complains, and quits, wants to come along too. But this year, we're not bringing that version. This year, we kill it because the only thing standing between the life you want and the life you live is you. Step 1, accountability mirror. When you stand in front of that mirror, it's not just glass staring back at you, it's truth. Cold, raw, unfiltered truth. That reflection doesn't lie. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about what you went through or who hurt you. It's the one place where the mask comes off and the real you shows up. The mirror exposes the person you've become when nobody's watching. The one who breaks promises, the one who says tomorrow, the one who's been hiding behind comfort and convenience for far too long. You can't run from that reflection. You can't talk your way out of it. It sees you exactly as you are, not as you pretend to be. Most people avoid that mirror because they're afraid of what it reveals. They don't want to face their own weakness, their own laziness, their own lies, but that fear is exactly why they stay stuck. You can't fix what you refuse to face. The mirror is where accountability begins, where the weak version of you gets exposed, and where the battle for change starts. It's not about hating yourself. It's about being brutally honest with yourself. When you look at that reflection, you should feel the discomfort, the shame, the anger, and then use it. Use it as fuel to rebuild, to sharpen, to rise. You want to change your life? Stop sugarcoating your reality. Stand in front of that mirror and call yourself out. Say it out loud. I've been lazy. I've been soft. I've been lying to myself. Speak those words because they cut deep, and those cuts are how growth begins. You can't transform through comfort. You can only transform through confrontation. Every weakness you refuse to acknowledge grows stronger in the dark. But when you face it in that mirror, when you drag it into the light, it loses its power. The accountability mirror isn't about appearance. It's about integrity. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard when no one else will. It's about demanding results from the person staring back at you. That mirror should make you uncomfortable because comfort is the enemy of progress. Every morning, every night, you face it. Not to admire yourself, but to challenge yourself. Because that reflection isn't your enemy. It's your test. The real question isn't what the mirror shows you. The real question is whether you're finally ready to stop lying and face what's standing right in front of you. Step 2, no more excuses. Excuses are the most poisonous form of comfort you can feed yourself. They sound harmless, even logical. I'm tired. I'll start next week. I don't have the time. But every excuse you make builds another wall between you and the life you say you want. It's easy to convince yourself that circumstances are to blame, that people didn't support you, that life just didn't go your way. But the truth is brutal. Excuses are nothing but self-made lies to protect your weakness. They allow you to live small, to stay average, to avoid pain. Every time you make an excuse, you trade your potential for comfort. You trade your greatness for the illusion of safety. And 2026 doesn't have space for that version of you anymore. The problem is, we've learned to justify everything. We dress up laziness with fancy words like balance and self-care. We rationalize failure by blaming luck, timing, or opportunity. But deep down, you know the truth. You know you could have pushed harder. You know you could have stayed disciplined when you gave up. You know you could have done more, but you didn't. And now you live with that weight. The mind loves to protect you from struggle, but that same protection is killing your growth. You don't need protection, you need pressure. You need to remove the easy way out, burn the escape routes, and stand face to face with the work you've been avoiding. Every person who's ever changed their life started by destroying their excuses. They stopped waiting for the perfect time. They stopped depending on motivation. They stopped listening to that weak inner voice that always had a reason not to act. Because excuses are infinite, and if you allow them to stay, they will consume you. They will convince you that average is acceptable, that settling is smart, that quitting is logical. And once you start believing them, they become your reality. You don't need a new plan. You don't need a new year. You need a new standard. Excuses die when accountability is born. When you decide that nothing, not pain, not fear, not fatigue, will stop you from showing up. The moment you take full ownership of your actions, you reclaim power over your life. Excuses are comfortable, but they are silent killers. The more you feed them, the weaker you become. And the only way to silence them is to starve them through relentless action. Step 3. Suffer with purpose. Pain is inevitable. Struggle is unavoidable. Life will break you, test you, and push you beyond what you think you can handle. But here's the brutal truth. Most people suffer without direction, without meaning, without purpose. They complain, they quit, they bend under pressure, and their suffering becomes a cycle of regret. The difference between the weak and the unstoppable isn't that one avoids pain. It's that one chooses how to use it. Suffering without purpose is wasted energy. Suffering with purpose is power. Every drop of sweat, every aching muscle, every sleepless night should be feeding something greater than temporary comfort. Pain is the furnace where your character is forged, and if you endure it with intention, it will make you stronger than you ever imagined. Most people run from discomfort. They seek shortcuts, soft beds, easy wins. They numb themselves with distractions, waiting for life to hand them something effortless. But growth doesn't happen in safety zones. It happens in the fire, in the moments when your body says stop and your mind screams quit. Those are the moments that separate the average from the extraordinary. When you suffer with purpose, pain becomes a teacher. Every struggle, every challenge, every obstacle is a lesson waiting to be learned. The harder the fight, the sharper your focus, the stronger your resolve. Suffering stops being punishment and starts being preparation. Purpose gives pain a direction. Without it, suffering is meaningless, draining your spirit and leaving you hollow. But when you attach intention to your struggle, you turn weakness into fuel, doubt into determination, and exhaustion into progress. Purpose makes you relentless. It makes you rise when the body screams no. It makes you push when the world says stop. Every early morning, every punishing workout, every moment of self-discipline is a brick in the foundation of the version of you that refuses to quit. The discomfort becomes a reminder that you are alive, that you are evolving, that you are rewriting who you are willing to be. Suffering with purpose isn't glamorous. It isn't easy. It isn't something people will celebrate, but it is everything that matters. While others choose comfort and complain about life, you choose challenge and conquer it. You embrace the burn, the pain, the struggle, knowing that each moment endured is a moment closer to the warrior you are becoming. Purpose transforms suffering from a curse into a weapon, and the more deliberate your struggle, the sharper your edge becomes. Step 4. Discipline over emotion. Feelings are fleeting. They come and go like storms, unpredictable and uncontrollable. One day you're motivated, full of energy, and ready to conquer the world. The next day you're tired, frustrated, and questioning every decision you've made. If you let your emotions dictate your actions, you will live a life of inconsistency, a life controlled by the whims of your mood instead of the strength of your will. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. It doesn't wait for motivation, it doesn't care about how you feel, and it doesn't negotiate with excuses. Discipline moves you forward, even when your mind screams, stop. And it is the only thing that separates those who achieve from those who merely dream. The weak make decisions based on comfort and convenience. They wait for inspiration, for the right moment, for everything to align perfectly before they act. But life rarely offers perfect conditions. The truth is, you'll never feel ready. You'll never feel like you have enough energy, enough clarity, or enough confidence. Waiting for emotions to be on your side is a trap. Discipline is what forces you to act when your body wants rest, when your mind wants to quit, when your soul wants to hide. Every time you choose action over hesitation, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your feelings. You teach your mind that it will follow, not lead, and in that obedience, you forge unbreakable power. Discipline over emotion is more than doing what's necessary. It's building a mindset that refuses to bend. It's waking up early when every fiber of your body screams sleep. It's grinding through a task when boredom and fatigue scream quit. It's continuing the fight when doubt and fear knock at the door. Discipline doesn't rely on how you feel. It relies on commitment, on consistency, on the promise you make to yourself to show up no matter what. And each time you honor that promise, you strengthen the part of you that cannot be shaken. Emotions are volatile. temporary, and unreliable. Discipline is eternal, unwavering, and dependable. When you choose discipline over emotion, you gain control over your life. You become the master of your decisions instead of a slave to your moods. You no longer wait for the perfect moment because you create it with your persistence. Every day, every action, every choice to push past resistance builds a foundation of strength that cannot be broken. In the world of chaos and distraction, discipline is your compass, your weapon, and your salvation. Step 5. Audit your circle. Your environment shapes your life more than you realize. The people you surround yourself with, the voices you listen to, and the energy you absorb can either lift you higher or drag you into mediocrity. If you want to kill your weak version and build the strongest version of yourself, the first battle isn't external, it's internal, and it starts with the company you keep. Every person around you influences your habits, your mindset, and your limits. Some encourage growth, some challenge you, some push you forward, others enable weakness, excuse failure, and celebrate comfort. If your circle allows your weak self to survive, it's time to audit it ruthlessly. Too many people stay loyal to relationships that hold them back. They stay because of history, comfort, or fear of confrontation. But loyalty to the wrong people is loyalty to stagnation. Weakness feeds on weak influences. If you're surrounded by people who complain, who doubt, who settle for average, you will find yourself doing the same, even if only subconsciously. The energy of your circle is contagious. Negativity spreads faster than motivation, and comfort spreads faster than discipline. Your time, your energy, and your focus are finite. Every hour spent in toxic or unproductive relationships is an hour you could have used to build strength, resilience, and greatness. Auditing your circle requires brutal honesty. It requires asking yourself, who is adding value to my life? Who challenges me? Who holds me accountable? Who celebrates my victories without jealousy? And just as important, who is holding me back? Who drains me? Who allows excuses to survive? Who encourages me to stay small? The answers are not always easy. Cutting ties, setting boundaries, and distancing yourself from people you care about can feel harsh, but it is necessary. Your growth cannot survive in a cage built by other people's limitations. The process of auditing your circle is continuous. As you grow, your standards rise. People who were once acceptable may become distractions. People who were once supportive may become complacent. Surround yourself with those who demand more from themselves and, by extension, demand more from you. Let go of those who resist change, who are stuck in excuses, and who are unwilling to confront their own weaknesses. Influence is powerful, and to become relentless, you must be deliberate about who is allowed in your inner circle. Every interaction, every conversation, every relationship should push you toward accountability, strength, and unrelenting progress. Step 6. Rebuild the beast. The weak version of you has been around long enough. It's time to stop tolerating it, stop feeding it, and stop making excuses for it. But killing the weak version isn't enough. You have to rebuild. You have to take the pieces of yourself that have been broken, neglected, or ignored and forge them into something stronger, sharper, and unstoppable. Rebuilding isn't instant. It's not easy. It's messy, uncomfortable, and relentless. Every day is a test, every challenge is a hammer, and every obstacle is a piece of raw material you can use to construct the new you. The beast inside doesn't emerge overnight. It's created through pain, discipline, and consistent action. Rebuilding starts with mindset. You must first decide that you are no longer the person who folds under pressure or hides behind excuses. You must commit to a standard so high that your old habits, your old comfort zones, and your old fears cannot survive it. The beast doesn't negotiate. It doesn't compromise. It doesn't wait for the right moment. It shows up and it shows out every single day. That means choosing action over hesitation, effort over ease, and progress over procrastination. It means pushing when your body wants rest, grinding when your mind wants quit, and fighting when everything inside you screams surrender. Rebuilding is about creating habits that reinforce strength, resilience, and relentless focus until they become a part of who you are. The physical, mental, and emotional layers all demand attention. You rebuild the beast by training your body to endure. your mind to resist excuses, and your spirit to thrive under pressure. Every rep, every mile, every moment of discomfort is a tool in your workshop. You take the broken pieces, fear, doubt, weakness, procrastination, and you refine them into raw power. You learn to embrace the struggle because the struggle is where the beast awakens. You cannot rebuild while seeking comfort. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. The harder you push, the more pain you endure, the more you test your limits, the more the beast grows inside you. Rebuilding also demands environment and influence. You cannot become the strongest version of yourself in a space that tolerates weakness. Surround yourself with people, routines, and systems that elevate you. Cut out everything that softens you, excuses you, or drags you down. Rebuild not just the body, not just the mind, but the life around you. Construct a life that reflects strength, purpose, and unshakable discipline. And with each passing day, as you continue to fight, to endure, and to refuse the easy way, the beast inside awakens, grows, and dominates every corner of your existence. You've seen the truth today. The weak version of yourself isn't going to disappear on its own. It doesn't care about your dreams, your excuses, or your fears. The only way forward is through action. Stand up, face your reflection, cut out the noise, embrace the struggle, and rebuild yourself into something unstoppable. 2026 isn't a new year. It's a battlefield, and you are the weapon. Don't wait. Don't negotiate. Don't back down. Kill the weak version of yourself and unleash the beast that has been waiting inside all along.